the first thing that I shared with Jitendra Garu, the story of Dr. JoeDispenza, is he is a chiropractor from California, San Diego. And he was a chiropractor at the age of 25. So chiropractor is somebody who treats people with spinal problems. So he has studied about spine. He has a spine in his office, model of the spine in his office. Basically, he knows every single thing about spine, right? He can visualize an entire healthy spine. So with that background, when he was 25, he was doing a triathlon, and he finished his swimming and marathon running, and then he was doing the biking part. While he was cycling, usually they, block the roads, the traffic, incoming traffic. There are cops everywhere. They direct the traffic. But then, because cycling is for a longer distance, he had to come to a place where he had to merge with the incoming traffic, and he had to go here. There was a cop here, blocking the upcoming traffic. There is an old lady who was driving a SUV at 55 miles per hour, and her reflexes didn't work, and the cop was asking her to stop while allowing the bikers, but she could not see that, and she came and hit this guy head on, 55 miles per hour. And he jumped out of the bike and he dropped. While dropping, he fell on the car, and he held on to the bumper just because he didn't want to get run over by the car. While that happened, this lady is still driving, slowing down but driving. So he was on the bumper, and then once she stopped, inertia, he fell down and he landed on his back. So he had a very major spine injury, 6 broken vertebrae, and the pieces of the vertebrae that were broken that went and fell down into the bottom of his spine. Needless to say, he was airlifted by 911. His entire spine was injured, and they said he needs to go into a surgery. And he, even after the surgery, because they will put steel rods, to support his spine, but they said, we will do all that so that you can just sit. You cannot even walk. You'll be in a wheelchair for your life. He was 25, a lot of aspirations. He said, okay, but he didn't want to go through the surgery because he said, the worst that will happen is I will be a vegetable, which I will be anyway, even if I go through the surgery. So he didn't want to go through the surgery. He moved to his friend's house. He was on a bed, head down, and he started thinking. Of course, he had all the time in the world for him. And he started thinking about a healthy spine, the healthy spine model that he had in his office. And he started visualizing the spine vertebrae by vertebrae, each one, every single detail, every single thing about the spine. And he started building, and he started saying that this is how I want my spine to be, and obviously, while he's doing that, it is nothing but meditation, right? You are trying to focus onto something. So he would get distracted. He would get ideas of, oh my God, I will become a vegetable. What will happen to my life? How will my future be? All the worries. And whenever he gets distracted, he would come back again. And then he will start again from step 1, how he wanted his entire spine to be, right? So he said that initially it took him 4 to 5 hours of time to build his entire spine without distractions. Whenever he would be distracted, he would go back to again square one. And while doing that, every day, the only thing he did was day in and day out, his waking moments, he would imagine and visualize building his spine, healthy spine completely. And initially it used to take 4 to 5 hours for him. And with practice, he was able to create an entire spine, build his entire spine visually within 45 minutes. So he was just doing that and nothing else, no treatment, nothing. Within 9 weeks, he was able to get up and walk. 10th week, he went to the doctors, took all the MRIs, and he had before and after MRIs, and doctors were not able to believe it. The spine with all the broken vertebrae and a fully healthy spine without even a scratch. If you showed those two to anybody, they will not say that this is the same person. Had they done surgeries, had they done anything, impossible to have created something like that. So 10th week, he started back his practice. He started working again. And his life was normal. And he never had back pain in his entire life. This happened like long ago, several years ago. I don't remember the exact date. But he was curious. He's a science person. He was curious on how this happened. So he studied neuroscience just to understand how his brain worked, how it helped him heal. And he studied neuroscience, and then he started doing workshops. He started teaching meditation on how to manifest what you want, and he started healing. But he's a very scientific healer in the sense that in his workshops, he will actually teach you, he will give you a background, he'll give you some basics, and then he will teach you meditation. And if you're willing, they will ask for voluntary participation. If you're willing, he has scanners to scan your brain. He will do a brain scan before meditation, during meditation, and after the workshop. I think the workshop is 4 to 5 days. So in the book, he has written the book called You're the Placebo. And in the book, he has written and he has shown brain scans of how the new neural networks and pathways have formed because of that meditation just within that period of time of 4 to 5 days. If that could happen in 4 to 5 days, and our brain is a muscle memory, you keep practicing, it gets used to it, right? So it has been amazing. He has gained a lot of success, and there are a lot of people who take his workshops and they themselves have created beautiful, amazing manifestation courseworks and everything. So, and these are the 3 books that JoeDispenza has written. And the first book is Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. We are so environmental influences, our own upbringing, the environment we are born in, and the media we are exposed to, everything consciously or unconsciously creates so many views, opinions, very, very strong. We create such strong opinions about anything and everything that it is tattooed into our brain, not just our brain, into our subconscious mind. So it is very hard to break it. Like, even though somebody comes and tells today that I did this, if JoeDispenza comes and tells me that, hey, I did this, you can do it for yourself, I will not be able to fix my very, very extremely minor back pain having read this. I was not able to do it. Why? Because it is very hard to break the habit of being myself, of my opinions, of my whatever has created that, right? I have created my own reality. I have created my back pain. I know that. But so when you practice every day, then you can break the habit of being yourself as of today and create a new you. And you are the placebo. He has done so many clinical studies, and he has taken so many clinical studies that have been done in the past. And he has showed how, all these placebo experiments, right? They do some cancer treatments or migraine headaches treatments. They have done studies where they take a migraine medication, which actually fixes the migraine headache. And then they also have given a placebo to 1/3 of the group, focus groups. And the focus groups were told, everybody was told the same scientific experience and scientific study of how the medicine is going to help them. And people who were given the placebo, if you believed enough, they saw the results too. Nothing has changed. So he did a lot of research in the placebo thing. And then he said, you are the placebo. I can become the placebo if I tell myself that I can do this. And if I am very, very specific about my ask, my request, I can be my own placebo without any external influence, external medication, external treatment, therapy. I can fix myself. That's the concept. And the third book is Becoming Supernatural. Obviously, Dr. JoeDispenza is supernatural, that it's miracle, right? Who will believe it when you say that a completely fractured spine could be healed in 9 weeks? He has become supernatural. So once we break the habit of being ourselves, once we make ourselves the placebo and believe and have faith that it is possible, then we become supernatural. That is what his workshops are. And I just love it. I have these books for this Rakhi. Actually, I have a lot of books. I started reading You're the Placebo. One of my friends suggested it. and I loved it. And I started having all these books in my wish list, Amazon wish list. And my brother asked me for this Rakhi, what do you want as a gift? And I gave my Amazon wish list and I said, pick any 3 books from this and give it to me. He sent me all the books. So I have my great brother and great gifts. And as somebody was saying that they have a great bookshelf. I have a great bookshelf filled with a lot of books. I read them, but not at the pace I would like to because of all the other responsibilities I have. But these are all the books. Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself is right now on my desk, and I'm going to read it. So he says these books, the summary of these books says, tap into the unlimited possibilities within you, empower through meditation. Again, I believe that when you say meditation, it has a very wrong connotation among a lot of people. I cannot meditate. I cannot sit and close my eyes and be free of thoughts, all those things, right? We will see how to, I have been that person. I have been that person where I can, if I want, sit and meditate for 2 hours, but guided meditations. If I close my eyes and I get bored when I sit for a long time without doing anything. So I have like my own definition of meditation and manifestation. So I will tell you what I do. Maybe it will help some of the people if you are not already meditators. And understand and break the deep-rooted bad habits. Bad habits in the sense that blaming others for your problems, not taking responsibility for your life, having these, thoughts that this cannot be done. Diabetes is hereditary. My parents, everybody in my family are fat, so I get that fat thing in. It's genetic, I cannot do that, and giving up, right? All those things are bad habits. You can heal illnesses with, like, if you follow these things. And if you're interested, I can later provide you with the workshops that JoeDispenza does. I think he visited India last year or something, but he does online things, I guess. But in-person workshops, I plan to attend one of his workshops.